that's the truth. Prefixes, suffixes, and they all got roots. Yo, words of power, they run this town. So let's run the track back and break them all down. Let me break this down. We start with root words, the truest. Not a full word, just a linguistic unit. You get a lot of room here to improvise. Visualize words of small size as I summarize. Aqua means water, ami means love, bio means life, hemo means blood, geo means earth, and vita means life. Let's hit the next topic so y'all can get it right. Yo, words of power, and that's the truth. Prefixes, suffixes, and they all got roots. Yes, words of power, they run this town. So let's run the track back and break them on down. Yes, words of power, and that's the truth. Prefixes, suffixes, and they all got roots. Yo, words of power, they run this town. So let's run the track back and break them on down. Wanna know what's next? It's the prefix step, the initial portion of a term or object. Look at the word itself, it's a two-part patch. Pre means before, and fix is to attach. Anti means against, inter means between, poly means many, while homo means the same. Pseudo means false, trans means across. Prefixes start words, you should never take a loss. Yo, words of power, and that's the truth. Prefixes, suffixes, and they all got roots. Yes, words of power, they run this town. So let's run the track back and break them on down. Yes, words of power, and that's the truth. Prefixes, suffixes, and they all got roots. Yo, words of power, they run this town. So let's run the track back and break them on down. If prefixes come before, then what's the next chapter? Suffixes follow root words, so they must come after. And while this may sound absurd, a suffix can also change the grammar function of a word. Wait from adjectives to adverb, like clear into clearly. But then child into childish, it's semantics, can you hear me? Ology means study of, ism is belief in, side means killing, or means demonstration, phobia means fear of, kinesis means movement, and that's what it is, now you're getting some improvement. Yo, words of power, and that's the truth. Prefixes, suffixes, and they all got roots. Yes, words of power, they run this town, so let's run the track back and break them on down. Yes, words of power, and that's the truth. Prefixes, suffixes, and they all got roots. Yo, words of power, they run this town, so let's run the track back and break them on down.
So what'd you think of that? Are you ready for a quiz now? Don't worry, we're going to go over a little bit better. Hey, if you want to, you can give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down back in the classroom so I know whether or not you like that one. I try to add videos in here and there when I have a chance or when I can find some on topic, but if you hate them, I will try to keep them out. But if you love them, I'll add a few in too. Okay, so obviously today's topic is affixes and root words. So hopefully you understood what an affix was. Got the idea. Affixes are word elements, prefixes, or suffixes that can be attached to a base or root to form a new word. When I was growing up, they didn't teach us about affixes. That wasn't a word they used. It was either prefixes or suffixes. Now, you guys are lucky. You get a whole new ballpark. You get to combine them into affixes. Don't you feel special? Knowing prefixes and suffixes can help you to figure out new words while you are reading. It's all about vocabulary. So a prefix is attached before the root word, and hopefully you caught that. That P-R-E means before, so a prefixed before the word, and I hate it that it does that whenever I click my mouse. So here is a very short list of some prefixes with some of their examples. So we have ante, which means before, again another one that means before, ante, like antecedent. Grammatically, you should always have an antecedent, which is the word that you're referring to if you're using a pronoun. So for an example, if we say Michael ran to the grocery store to pick up milk, cheese, and bread, but he forgot his money. The he is your pronoun, the antecedent is Michael. It tells you who the pronoun refers to. Other prefixes are here. We have anti, auto, circum, co, con, contra, de, dis, not, and re. And there are tons and tons of other prefixes, and you will see. I will be giving you guys a list momentarily. But if you want to stop and pause this, feel free to, so you can check it out. Make sure you understand how each one is used. Notice con can also be companion over here. A suffix, on the other hand, is attached to the end of the root word. Okay, you got this. I know. You guys are like, we know this already. And that's wonderful that you know what suffixes and prefixes are and roots. So again, if you'd like to pause to take a look at some of these examples, we have AC, state or quality. So over here we have an example, privacy. Notice we changed the whole format of the word. It's not private, AC. We got rid of that last TE. It's now just privacy. So sometimes when you're attaching suffixes, you actually have to get rid of a few letters or two, or maybe even sometimes a whole syllable for it to sound melodic, I guess, make it sound like it makes sense. Okay, so roots are the last part, and there are probably more roots than anything else out there. The root of a word is the base, or what remains after affixes are removed, but it's actually the beginning of a word if you do it in the correct order. Root words in English are often derived from Latin or Greek. Studying Latin-based languages, Latin, Spanish, or French, can help you become familiar with root words. Because when you learn Spanish, for instance, here we go, if you learn that agua in Spanish means water, then when you're looking at English words such as aquarium and aquamarine, you recognize that aqua root. Even though it's a different letter, they sound pretty similar and the structure's pretty much the same. Aqua, aqua. Okay, you know that these words that have aqua in them are going to be related to water somehow. Same goes for bene and dict and mal. I bet everybody in here could probably think of a famous Disney villain whose name starts with Mal, who's been very popular the last year or two, right? Okay, let's move forward. So here are those files for you. Hopefully you guys are able to click on the links when they pop up over here, and you'll be able to download those. I would highly suggest, especially anybody that plans on taking the SAT sometime in the future, you're going to need to know your prefixes, suffixes, and your roots. So if you want to improve your vocab skills, print these up and put them where you can see them and glance at them often. I'm not saying you want to study them. You don't want to memorize them. You want to put them where when your teachers are talking and you're staring off into space because you just can't take it anymore, you're going to look up and you're just kind of going to, by osmosis, suck those in, okay? It's a subliminal form of study, okay? And it will surprise you when you find yourself understanding more and more words because you're like, oh, I remember that. It was right up on my wall. So let's try it out. Hopefully you were able to download those. So split this word into its prefix, root, and suffix. Use those lists, open them up, and see if you can break down the word unbelievable. We have unbelieve and able. So just put their definitions right over here and see what you can come up with. Notice sometimes you have to rearrange the definitions, the meanings of each part of the word for it to make sense in translation. So go ahead and take a second, figure that one out, put it in the box to the side once you've got that done. Okay, so hopefully you found not inclined to be believed. What do you think? Or something very close to it. Okay, I know most people in here know what unbelievable means, but this just demonstrates how the different pieces fit together. Let's do one more. Relocation. I'm going to let you guys split it and also rearrange if need be. Let's see what you guys can come up with for relocation. Again, don't forget to be using your lists. Did you come up with the process of finding a place again? Hopefully that's what you found. Notice the prefix crossed, the suffix crossed, the root stayed in the same place this time, right in the middle where it belongs. Okay, so not bad. Pretty easy, right? Okay, so let's think about building some words. Use the lists that you downloaded. Use the bases that will be on the board to build words. So when you come back into the classroom, we're going to have an activity for you, okay? There are going to be a number of bases on the board, and we're going to put you guys into breakout rooms and groups and see how many words you could build. Okay, and they need to be words that you have heard used before or words that you can break down by part to make sense both grammatically and in meaning. And we will do this as a group contest in class, but first let's make sure we can all do one together. So let's try this one out. Before you come back to class, take a word, look at the word aqua. Now I know we already showed you two. Don't go back, don't cheat. Jot down some more aqua words to bring back to class. Bring back those ideas to share. Let's jot those down right now. And this lesson is all done. So come on back to the classroom, give a green check if you're all done, and we will move forward. Thank you.